Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Today we are doing a high-velocity deep dive. We're ripping the most insight-rich material straight from the trending feeds. We're covering everything from the AI model competition to some major Afrobeat celebrity drama and even how we measure performance, digital and physical.
Exactly. Our goal is to just extract the core context, distill the knowledge, and do it fast. This isn't just about knowing the headlines. It's about understanding the implications of those headlines. We're giving you the shortcut. So let's start where all the action is right now, the AI arms race.
Okay, let's kick off with the giants. At Alibaba Qwen posted their tech report for Qwen 3 VL. We're talking about their latest vision language models, and the adoption rate it's just huge. 3 models with over 1 million downloads.
In just over a month. And what stands out here isn't just the download count.
Yeah.
It's the architecture that's powering the competition. Qwen is open source.
Right.
And that accessibility is fundamentally reshaping the landscape. The best example of this is Microsoft's new agentic model, Farah 7B.
Okay, so Farah 7B is an agentic model. For anyone who's not totally up on this, what does that mean?
It means it can perform complex, multi-step tasks. So things like navigating a web page, clicking buttons, inputting data, all from one high-level instruction.
Sort of like an autonomous digital assistant.
Exactly. And here's the kicker. Microsoft built Farah 7B by fine-tuning it directly from the open-source Qwen 2.5 VL7B.
So they didn't build from scratch. They're adopting the competition's foundation.
They are. And the result is this stunning efficiency. Farah 7B can achieve successes that rival GPT-4o, a much larger model.
But it does it in far fewer steps. I saw the numbers, something like 16 steps compared to 41.
That's it. So when you see a post like the one from Ed that just says, the Chinese can't stop winning, that's the reality he's referencing.
It's not just about who has the biggest model anymore.
No, it's about the most efficient path to success. Using a powerful base like Qwen lets you sidestep billions in foundational training costs.
Okay, moving from model architecture to utility, let's look at this really impressive application from @NanoBanana.
Yeah, this is their Nano Banana Pro tool for restoring old photos.
And it looks incredible.
It's a Google DeepMind/Gemini tool, and it's really all about democratizing archival revival. It uses AI to faithfully restore severely damaged, faded 19th century photographs.
To 4K fidelity with just one prompt.
Just one. Think about repairing the delicate texture of a lace collar or fixing a tear in the image. It does this without messing with the historical integrity. It's making professional restoration accessible to anyone.
That's the utility side. Let's flip to the security side, because these privacy battles are really heating up. @YassineMTB posted this fascinating headline: an operating system so secure it's considered illegal in France.
We're talking about Graphene OS, one of the most, privacy-focused mobile OCs out there. Hardens Android against surveillance.
So why the French withdrawal?
This is the key part for anyone worried about digital privacy. Graphene OS pulled its French servers because of direct government pressure.
And what was the pressure about?
It's all about mandatory encryption backdoors, demanded under the proposed EU chat control initiative.
Chat control. For those who haven't tracked it, that's the one that proposes scanning your messages before they're encrypted, right?
Exactly. It completely bypasses end-to-end security. So when a government demands a backdoor, a security-first OS like Graphene has no choice but to leave.
Which is kind of ironic.
It's the best free marketing they could ask for. State pressure just validated the product's whole reason for existing.
And you see that same privacy argument playing out in the browser wars? @Brave posted something, same website, 2 different experiences.
It was such a simple, stark contrast. One image, the Chrome experience, cluttered with banking ads, pop-ups, a huge cookie banner.
And the Brave image.
The identical site, but just clean, streamlined. Because their native shields block all the ads and trackers. It's a visual argument that you don't have to put up with all that clutter.
Before we shift gears, one last note on digital identity. A bit of nostalgia from @UncleDeluge about the Google blob emojis.
Oh, this post taps into some deep digital nostalgia. People love the blobs. They were these charming, amorphous yellow faces. They had personality.
And then they were gone.
Killed off in 2017 for uniform circular style. The goal was to mimic Apple and get Unicode consistency. So individuality was sacrificed for uniformity. And people are still mad about it.
You can see the through line there, can't you? Standardization versus individual expression.
It's the recurring theme of the digital world.
Okay, let's shift from digital tracking to physical tracking. Fitness tech. We have a huge market gap exposed by @Lavelcio calling out WA directly.
This is a massive pain point for anyone who lifts weights. Yeah, he's demanding that WA properly track strength training because right now, their metrics just fail.
And the reason is pretty fundamental to how a butte works, isn't it? It's all built around a heart rate-based strain metric.
Which is great for aerobic activity. Running, cycling, anything sustained.
But not for lifting.
Not at all. Anaerobic weightlifting, these short, high-effort bursts, they don't elevate your heart rate long enough for the system to register high strain.
So you could deadlift your max, and WA might rate it lower than a casual walk.
Exactly. It just severely undervalues the intensity. The proposed fixes in the replies are so simple, too. Lifters are just asking for, like, an optional 2 or 3 times strain multiplier for lifting sessions.
It's a massive hole in the premium wearable market.
A perfect example of tech that prioritizes a mainstream use case, like cardio, and just misses a huge segment.
Okay, from external tracking to internal. Let's talk metabolic performance. At Artistry here gave us that substance retention list. Caffeine, 6 to 8 hours, THC up to 30 days.
Yeah, the list is useful, but the real takeaway for me is the incredible variability in how our bodies process things. You see that sharp contrast between sugar.
A 2 to 4 hour spike and crash.
Right, versus something like B12.
Which is the fascinating one on that list.
Because the liver is so efficient at storing it. Once it's absorbed, it can last for months. It just highlights the difference between inputs for fleeting energy versus ones that build long-term resilience.
Speaking of energy levels, let's head into the office. We've got a great piece of workplace satire from @BoringBiz.
This one went viral. It's a meme of an email where an employee requests 30 days of paid COVID leave.
And the subtle threat is, if the request is denied, they'll just come into the office sick.
Exactly. It's dark humor, but it perfectly captures that tension between corporate productivity demands and employee safety.
It's a critique of companies that prioritize attendance over well-being.
And it throws a spotlight right back on the paid sick leave debate in the U.S., where only about a quarter of private sector workers have it guaranteed. That meme is a sharp reaction to a systemic failure.
To finish our workplace vibe, a visual prompt from @Augustus Design. Anybody want to replace the sofa?
It's a great designer analogy. The post has a smooth Figma animation showing how easily you can update an outdated UI, a profile card in this case. Swapping the sofa is just a metaphor for modernizing the interface.
All right, let's jump across the globe, head first into the culture wars and the Afrobeat scene. A major star is dealing with a pretty significant reputational crisis.
Yeah, the Burna Boy controversy is just dominating the conversation. At Uncle Io's post was blunt, saying Burna Boy's reputation has taken a global hit, even comparing it to Brymo's career decline.
So what triggered this? It seems like it all happened very fast.
There's a rapid accumulation of missteps. It started with that incident in Denver where he ejected a grieving fan from the stage for, I think, dozing off.
Which is already not a great look.
No. And then his comments afterwards were widely seen as defiant, dismissing broke fans, suggesting he's above reproach. That sparked boycotts, and then tour dates started getting canceled.
And then it spilled into his personal life, right? His ex, Stefflon Don, posted that Instagram story.
Post 36. Shading an unnamed ex as a mummy's boy who demands godlike treatment.
And because Burna Boy is famously managed by his mother, that just poured gasoline on the fire.
It did. It reinforced this whole narrative of an entitled superstar shielded from reality. It just shows how quickly things can spiral.
Shifting to a younger star, WizKid's son, the 14-year-old Champs, his team is facing some sharp criticism from @DaddleToGirl.
So his debut EP, Champion's Arrival, was a success. It topped the Apple Music Nigeria charts. But the critique is all about his team's strategy.
What's the problem?
They're pushing this very adult image, high fashion, mature aesthetics, but they're ignoring the viral youth-targeted content that fuels Gen Z engagement on platforms like TikTok.
So they're chasing a legacy image for a teenage talent when the audience wants something relatable and kinetic.
Exactly. It's a management miscalculation, even though the music itself is doing well.
On a much more positive note, let's talk Olamide. He responded to fan demand by posting, "Tungabalization it is then."
That is a direct promise. For his upcoming OLAC Lagos event, he's confirmed he'll deliver his signature high-energy Tunga performance.
For anyone who doesn't know, Tungba is it's a modern, high-octane fusion of traditional juju music, right?
It is. It's associated with that authentic ISIL eco street energy. It's the party vibe the fans wanted, and he listened. It shows how established artists stay relevant.
And speaking of positive community vibes, Adelizamani highlighted the incredible influence of Nigerian social media for charity.
Yes, the influencer Wizarub. He mobilized his audience and raised over 30 million naira for Auntie Esther, a fellow influencer battling cancer.
In less than 48 hours.
Less than 48 hours, that kind of rapid mobilization is just, it's incredible. It shows the power of digital solidarity.
Let's move to global football. The rivalry banter is definitely heating up. At Fabrizio Romano shared Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta praising some young defenders.
Right. Arteta was highlighting Mascara and Hincapié. Mascara against Bayern, Hincapié the North London Derby. He's celebrating his squad's depth.
And of course, the rivals were ready. The Chelsea fan account at CFC Mods shot back, used up 2 wins already after those big wins.
Classic pre-match banter is just setting the stage of the derby with some high-stakes humor.
And finishing this segment with a couple quick cultural snapshots, Don Jazzy posted about Aristar.
She is fine. She sent me plenty of money. Just a fun acknowledgement of her global success and her move to New York.
And then at Evanito was highlighting the professional fashion scene in Lagos, praising the stylish staff at Providus Bank HQ.
A great note on corporate style.
Okay, time for our rapid-fire segment, Global Context and Tech History. Let's start with a provocative question about robotics from @SkySharky.
The question was, essentially, why do robotics companies focus on martial arts and speed instead of something useful like washing dishes?
And the context implies military applications. Firms like Unitree are focused on combat-ready features because that's where the big funding is. The U.S. DoD, China's robot army.
While precision chores remain a distant second. That investment gap explains why we have humanoids doing backflips, but not folding laundry.
Next, a great historical question from @IamCairo69. How did people learn to code with no docs or YouTube?
The quick answer is physical media and community. You had physical manuals, library books, and magazines that literally printed source code.
And you just type it all in?
For hours. You learned by doing, by failing, and through community bulletin boards. It was very hands-on.
To the crypto world. At Brian Armstrong celebrating the 12th anniversary of the Ethereum white paper.
It's impossible to overstate that paper's impact. It introduced a Turing-complete language for the blockchain. It's what gave us DeFi and NFTs.
And with a $391 billion market cap, it's still the backbone of Web3.
It really is. Okay, global commerce. At Tesla India, announced the inauguration of India's first all-in-one Tesla center in Gurugram.
This is a huge milestone, isn't it, after years of regulatory hurdles?
It's a major market entry. They're finally positioning themselves to tap into India's EV market, which saw, 47% year-over-year growth?
It's a surprising Game of the Year pick from @FlashEvers. The Witcher 3's director chose an indie game, Dispatch.
And his reasoning carries a strong thesis. He argued that the human-driven narrative of this game, a superhero workplace comedy, just couldn't be replicated by AI, a massive endorsement for human creativity.
Finally, a note on geopolitics from @MikeBenCyber, linking U.S.-backed regime changes to refugee crises.
Right, so this post reports on the viewpoint that foreign interventions, and it references events like the 2024 fall of the Syrian regime, lead to engineered mass migration. The narrative presented is that a reduction in U.S. interventions could curb these inflows, and we are just relaying this viewpoint neutrally for context.
Okay, final vibe check. Let's hit these last few posts for some quick flavor.
Let's do it. Bofrot Wintiti was just in shock that a query reached nearly 10 million views.
Then the copycat drama with Daily Object versus an imitator who gained 42,000 followers.
And that nostalgic viral gif of Annius Watterson from The Amazing World of Gumball by animator Mike Einel.
The great photo of Senegalese influencer at Bad Mulatto embracing rapper Odumaduzlik at the Arc de Triomphe.
And finally, at the Lawrence's Show Your Wallpaper Challenge among Nigerian Chelsea supporters. Just some fun community engagement.
We consumed a huge stack of knowledge today. We saw Qwen's open source base dominating the AI efficiency battle, that huge market gap WOP has with strength training, and, of course, the Burna Boy crisis.
And if we just circle back to where we started for a second, Microsoft, one of the biggest tech companies in the world, is building a major AI tool, Farah 7B, on the foundation of Alibaba's open source Qwen models.
Right. The foundation of a top Western application is publicly available and foreign developed.
So the question for you to mull over is this. If the biggest players are relying on publicly available foreign models to accelerate their own development, what does that tell you about where true global technological power resides in the future? Is it in the proprietary application layers, or is it in the open source foundational tools?
Knowledge absorbed, context established. That's all for this deep dive. We'll catch you at the next stack.